Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Great Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Well, the time has arrived. It's very exciting. We know that it's here, but let's tell it to you in the form of a story. Once upon a time, there was a marvelous celebration known as the Harvest Moon Festival. The Harvest Moon Festival was the happiest time of the year, and all throughout the land, all the goddess worshippers came together to celebrate the Harvest Moon Festival. And it was a celebration of the great harvest, and it lasted for 2 weeks and ended with a vegan Thanksgiving feast. Yes, it's goddess worshippers' Thanksgiving at the end of the Harvest Moon Festival. So it lasted 2 weeks. And during these 2 weeks, there was a great festival. And people opened up booths to display what they had learned during the summer. And they displayed their wares. They did dances. They acted in skits. They did all sorts of things that were amazing, juggling and all sorts of things. And they did it during the Harvest Moon Festival. So people came throughout the land. They came for the baked goods. Yes, during the Harvest Moon Festival, there was a great bake sale. And people sold all sorts of cakes and cookies and gluten-free items for the gluten-free people. And everybody loved it. Everybody loved the bake sale. People came just for the bake sale. But they stayed for the live entertainment because there were wonderful dancers that had learned to dance elegantly during the summer. And there were singers that improved their voices and worked on their vocal cords. And there were live performers acting out skits and little dramas for the audience. And there were jugglers and gymnasts and all sorts of people from all walks of life, all at the Harvest Moon Festival displaying their skills for the audience. And some of them asked for a contribution to help them pay their expenses for acting or juggling or gymnast or whatever it was that they did that was a special skill. They may have asked for a contribution from the audience so they could continue to do these things. And also, there were potters with wonderful pottery that was glazed with special glazes and cooked in a kiln, and all sorts of things that were amazing, different kinds of pottery that they had learned to make during the summertime. And there were people who had taken summer classes in painting. They did al fresco painting. They painted on the spot for the passerby and painted maybe a portrait. Or perhaps they did cartooning. Maybe they did a caricature for the passerby. So there were all sorts of artists from all walks of life displaying their wares. And you can bet that people were buying the artwork like hotcakes, and they loved it. They loved every second of this Harvest Moon Festival. And at the end of this Harvest Moon Festival, as it drew to a close, there was a wonderful Thanksgiving feast for all of the goddess worshippers. And it was all vegan. No meat, no dairy, no animal food at all. And people loved it. People loved their Harvest Moon Festival, and they wanted to celebrate it every single year. Now, what is the purpose of the Harvest Moon Festival, and what is the connection to Goddess? Well, the Harvest Moon Festival is Goddess manifest in us in many creative, inventive ways. And the Goddess manifests her amazing skill and her amazing knowledge and her amazing sense of drama all through us. She acts through us, and we learn through her. So the Harvest Moon Festival is a festival for the people. It's for the people, by the people, and for the people. And so it's a wonderful time. It's a wonderful time, and I'm looking forward to celebrating the Harvest Moon Festival. So now comes the tough question. What did I learn during the summertime? Well, I learned something about medicine. I learned that about how nurses clean wounds and so on, because I had a wound and the nurses came to clean it, and they came to change my bandages. And so I learned something about medicine. And what else did I learn? I learned something about cooking. I have a new place, and it's really nice, and I finally have a stove and sink and a refrigerator, so I have a nice kitchen. So I've been preparing meals, and I've tried out a lot of new recipes, and maybe I'll share one of those recipes for you for the Harvest Moon Festival a little later on in the celebration. But for now, just know that I did improve myself during the summertime and learned a lot and did a lot. And so now is the time to reap the harvest. Everything we've learned during the summertime, we reap the harvest of what we've learned during the Harvest Moon Festival. So have a terrific celebration. Celebrate with your friends and family. Put on your own little Harvest Moon Festival in your backyard if you have nowhere else to go. And that's the story, the end. It was a happy ending to the Harvest Moon Festival. Send me your comments. Tell me what you do for the Harvest Moon Festival, and I'll see you next time.